Tune in tomorrow for Middleton against Madison East. Coverage begins at 4:45 on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. NFL Draft Week is here, and ESPN Madison has you covered all week long with coverage surrounding the Green Bay Packers in the 2026 NFL Draft. The first round will begin Thursday night, and Green Bay is currently not scheduled to have a first-round pick, but plenty of time before then for the team to make moves. As of now, the Packers' first pick will be at number 52 in the second round on Friday night. You can now head over to ESPN.com to check out Adam Schefter's draft intel to get informed across the NFL heading into the draft, and check out Mel Kiper Jr.'s latest mock drafts. And tune in across ESPN Wisconsin all week long with reaction and analysis of the Packers' picks. Baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers lost yesterday 5-3 to the Miami Marlins, which snapped their four-game winning streak, I should say. They have the day off and begin a three-game series with the Tigers tomorrow.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
Beach vacation or mountain trip?
Beach.
Texting or calling?
Text.
Music or podcast?
Music.
He did pretty good, but he lied.
Lied?
Texting or calling? Jim is a caller. He is not a texter.
Yeah, Jim's a big
He's
caller.
such a liar. He just picked the first one. That's not a lie. Yes, it is. You call all the time. It's like, why do I have to talk to you on the phone?
Jim.
You call me, and if I don't answer, you call Ryan. And if he doesn't answer, you call Big Papa.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The Molly Blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power on this April 20th primetime Wollersheim. Behind the glass.
Weed
Jim
is
Rutledge,
tight. Weed is
Molly
tight.
Brown, and Matt Hamilton with you. We're off to a hot start.
Happy holiday. I see you wore your green today.
I did, in honor of 420. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Matt, I feel like you're excited for today.
It's just a wonderful Monday to be alive, you know?
Yeah.
Sun is shining, birds are chirping, everyone's happy, head in the clouds. Gotta love it.
Is 420 amateur hour, or give me the rundown on 420 here?
I mean, yeah, I think it's an excuse for people to experiment. I mean, every day can be 420 if you try hard enough. But
Wait, is 420 the reason why you're wearing a shirt full of trees?
yeah,
I thought this was cosplay as a hunter day.
yeah. Well, I would have worn my orange hat if it was cosplay as a hunter day.
Yeah, that's fair. You got your What is? I like the Brewers hat, but what is it?
It's like the postseason hat last year.
Because it looks like it's got antlers.
It's last year's postseason.
No,
hat.
it's the whatever the I remember that was like the championship whatever hat after they did
It's supposed to be like a laurel.
by the L.
Did you just say Yanni?
That is such a deep cut.
That was good.
That was.
On a day I thought your brain would be working extra slow. You're quick like a whip.
Yeah, it's new connections being made all the time.
That looks like a sweatshirt that like probably should have cost like $20 at Walmart, but like it was like a $200 sweatshirt.
No, $40.
Okay, I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I'm actually surprised.
it's on sale.
Okay.
It's a comfort hoodie. You should definitely check them out.
I've heard that brand.
Yeah, check them out. Worth it.
It's on sale because it's summer and coming around the corner.
Yeah.
But it's still nice. I'm like I said, it looks warm, but I would be sweating bullets in that.
It's surprise. Is this like the first day it's ever been like a reasonable temperature in this studio? Because
No,
I
I'm
walked in here, I was
hot.
like, wow, it's not so bad.
I'm hot.
I'm hot too.
My face is red.
Matt's just trying to. He's going all in wearing this hoodie. He's like, this
I
is
have
the,
a cool shirt underneath.
This
I
is the
am
right
fine
shirt.
taking this hoodie off. Maybe I'll warm up. Either way.
Get into the show.
gonna get hotter later tonight.
844-770-3776. You can chime in.
I don't know which way that could go. That could go multiple ways.
Anyways, chime in with your favorite 420 song, like "Hits from the Bong" by Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Because I got high.
Pass-
Afro Man.
Yes. "Pass Me the Green" from Master P. It's a
Are
good
we going
one.
to get taken off of YouTube for just even mentioning all of these?
2 Joints by Sublime.
You can mention the titles. I don't know if Big Papa's going to be as happy with it, but you can mention the titles
could
without
sing
us
it.
getting the
Please
copyright
do.
infringement.
I don't think
There you go,
that'll
Matt.
flag the copyright.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially the way your voice is sounding today. I don't think so.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The NFL draft is coming up too on Thursday, and Packers are not participating on Thursday. We all agree, like, there's no chance. Like, what percent chance do you have the Packers trading up for a first-round pick?
5%.
2, 1.
Yeah, so
Okay.
not 0, but
Yeah, not
less than
0.
5.
5 might be
Take that for
optimistic.
data.
Well, that kind of tracks for you. A 5% for Matt Hamilton is a 2% normal person. I get it. Yes, that tracks right into it. Sort of the internal optimist. It wouldn't even be a good thing if they traded up because they would have they need multiple starters or multiple players, and they're not one player. They don't need like one guy. They need like 7 guys.
But given Goody's normal draft, if you go up and you get one guy that can play immediately, you're doing okay. That's okay.
Jeremiah Madison chimes in with "Sweet Leaf" by Black Sabbath.
Nice.
I don't know that one.
Can't play it, but
That's so sad. It
We
was-
could on the radio, Ryan. That just makes Ryan's life a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to deprive the YouTube viewers. That's not fair. We want people to watch us on YouTube. We don't want to take away their music.
That's fair.
we just give them no music.
Well, then that's even worse.
Can we find royalty-free 420 music? Can you look that up? See if that exists.
You can Google it on your work laptop.
It's probably something with like
why
steel
can't today's
drums.
420?
I don't
So
think
some like sad-ass sounding reggae music. Yeah, I'm sure.
probably.
Yeah, it's
actually.
probably just some steel drum.
Get into the show. You could chime in with your favorite 420 song, 844-770-3776. That's Carbon Sock text line. This is more. As I was getting at there, outside of quarterback, is there a pick in the second round that would bother you as a Packers fan?
I mean, quarterback. Oh, you said besides quarterback. Sorry. It's already kicking in. Quarterback tackler.
Goodness.
I think I don't know if there's a position.
It'd be safety for me.
That's a good one. See, I don't know if there's a position maybe outside of safety and quarterback that I would be upset by because it's like offensive line. I look at there's not a ton of depth, and I'm very concerned about the health of that offensive line. Defensive line, same thing. And also, they could use more talent there. Cornerback, they obviously need. That is their biggest need, in my opinion. Wide receiver, I think I'd be like, okay, what
You've
are we
got
doing
three,
getting
but
somebody this?
There is no depth.
That's the thing, is the depth. You know
I don't
that
think
somebody's
you
going to
got
get
three.
hurt there. You know somebody's going to get hurt there. What? Are they going to
You're
bring
happy
Bo
with
Melton
our-
in?
I think our 3 starters are fine. You got Christian Watson, Reed, and Golden. That's like a decent trio.
I mean, I don't
But,
love
like,
it.
It's fine.
That's also,
It's
you're
fine,
relying
but
then on
like
your
knowing
tight
that
end.
your 4th guy is probably Bo Melton. Like,
But also,
could use
like,
some depth
you
there.
could still use a number 1.
Yes.
None of those guys are number 1. Second round, you could get like a healthy version of Christian Watson
For sure.
that could like play immediately and kick ass.
Yeah, I think it's the depth thing there.
I mean, we thought that was a lot of these players that we got. And again, they're all fine pieces.
Tight end? Like, even if they got a tight end, I'd be like, okay, bye, Luke Musgrave.
Yeah.
Like, adios,
I
amigo.
think tight end's a need for the Packers. Maybe not second round, but like outside of Tucker
I
Kraft,
might be
it's-
a little upset if that was their first pick that they used. In the second round, they went and got a tight end.
why there's plenty of great
Because
teams
I was
that
gonna say,
have
if you
great
get a
tight
really
ends.
good guy, though?
I just think there's positions that are more
So
important.
there are positions. Is tight end a position you'd be
yeah,
upset about that?
I think that would be again later in the draft, 3rd, 4th. I think I can get behind tight end, but I don't like maybe a second.
See, even at safety, if you're, I wouldn't love it if you're a Packers fan, but Xavier McKinney playing well, but now pushing towards that magic number that Goody doesn't like at
Yeah.
30. So, and Evan Williams, good, not irreplaceable. It would have to be a high value slip. Like, let's say is it Thielman? Who's the safety from Oregon that everyone likes?
Thieneman.
Thieneman from Oregon. He is viewed as like a mid to late first round guy. If he somehow slipped to the Packers, like that's a hell of a value pick. He could play multiple. He could play a little corner maybe. Like you could maneuver him around a little bit for a year, then off of McKinney. To me, there's no position outside of quarterback that to me speaks more for the actual. There's one quarterback to me that's worth being drafted in the first 2 rounds, and that's Fernando Mendoza. Other than that, all these guys are big reaches. So Quarterback doesn't make sense for me mainly because the class is trash, but I think any position on this Packers team is worth just take best player available. This year, more than ever, take best player available because they ain't going to be a quarterback anyways. Like, a best player available is not going to be a quarterback number 2.
Right. No, I agree. But there's positions. And again, you're absolutely right. I guess upset's the wrong word. If they took quarterback in the second, I would legitimately be upset. There's positions where I'd be like, I don't know if that was the best move.
You said you're going to be upset if they don't take a quarterback?
If they did take a quarterback.
If they did. And then there's positions where I'm like, I'd be happier than others. Like right now, I've got my priorities in my head. If they go on to safety, I don't know if I love it. I know, I'm stuffy.
Why are you struggling so bad?
Because I'm stuffy.
It just is like when I'm talking to my toddler, and then it's like you can tell the boogers are just like blocking his like way of breathing. That is how it sounds right now.
It's
and I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
Like, do you need my little kid's like bulb thing that we got from the hospital to suck those boogers out? No, I never did the one where you. With the
All right, okay.
No, you can take the straw.
Yeah.
Time out.
Dump that.
I know what you're talking about, but please, I can't even describe it without gagging. Please go ahead and describe what you're talking about.
I've never bought it because it's disgusting
straw,
and it makes
right?
me want to throw up. You literally, at least I assume, you take a straw.
So, full disclosure, and this makes my wife a saint because
I would
she
never
never
do
wanted
this.
our kids to have any discomfort, and sometimes that little suction ball, which I didn't know that was a real thing until I had kids. Like, I mean, I saw it, but I was like, what is this for? It
Oh,
just
my
was-
mom had mine until I was like 13. I swear to God. I swear to God. It was that thing that was always in the junk drawer. And you're like, Mom, I'm 12. Why is this still here? This doesn't even fit in my nose.
Well, I figured it was like, I feel like it was at my house, but I never knew what it was because, like,
Yeah.
thankfully I wasn't old enough to remember having
Yeah.
used on me when it was used. So, Matt, do you understand initially
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a
yeah.
blue ball and you stick it in your nose?
It looks like a water tower. Yeah, no, that's the only thing I've ever used for my kids because that has worked plenty fine and it's been great. But yeah, no, it's literally the straw that you go, you suck their boogers out, and I don't know how it doesn't get in your mouth. I have no idea.
So it's called a snot sucker.
I was gonna say a snot sucker because that's what it
Snot
sounds like.
sucker. I had to. I don't know. I felt like I was swearing. I had to take my time on it.
No, it's disgusting, and
There's a specific brand nasal aspirator, I guess. Otherwise, if you don't want to call it a snot sucker.
That does sound a little bit better.
It's the Frida baby one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like the most popular one.
So yeah, it's like a long tube. You stick it in your nose and you.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what you need. Tell your wife, you're like, hey, let's prepare for the baby.
practice.
Stick the straw up my nose.
Can we do a little
and
show bet? Because I don't know Jen that well, but knowing that Jen works in the medical field.
And she likes to pop pimples.
And she likes to pop pimples, but also like just gauging on her personality, the fact that she's married to Matt, she likes projects and she's not gonna be grossed out by things. So like
projects.
Matt's still a work in progress. Here.
Yeah.
Savage.
Getting better every day.
It's just a matter of you trying, Matt.
Yeah.
So with this, I would bet dollars to donuts that she knows what it is and is planning on using it if needed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So without a doubt, because
I mean, we might use the bulb one and not the actual
everyone uses the
nasal
bulb.
aspirator.
I think no, the aspirate. Like, Matt,
Snot sucker.
the bulb will be used. It is the snot sucker that is the question. The bulb, of course, will be used. They
Right.
can't blow their nose. You have to do it.
Right.
So, will you suck snot out of your baby's nose
Yes.
if needed?
Yes.
Well, you make it better. You're stronger than me because that was literally the only line. I don't mess it. I can handle all that. I just
I gag it like I don't even need to get it. Blowout. My son just had one the other day. This is disgusting. I can't. I literally can't. I can't. I was like,
See,
as I was changing, I was like, cover my nose.
oh yeah, it was gross. But
I am gonna throw up right now.
Not doing this. I was never. It was a line drawn. I couldn't be in the room. I couldn't hear it. Like I can't.
Ew! I never bought one, so like I don't know the sounds. I don't know how. Never did
The
it.
sounds are exactly what you were making there. But just know that is snot being removed from
Yeah.
the face and nose
And
hoping you
and
don't
the
get it
nasal
in your
cavity of your baby.
I'll be very
Honestly,
relieving.
it would be really nice, especially in situations that you're in right now, where like you can't sleep and like you're elevated, and then who the hell can sleep when you're elevated? That
Yeah.
you're like, can somebody just suck the snot out of my
Molly,
nose?
would you suck the snot out of your husband's nose?
Absolutely not. But the amount of like different things I've popped on his body, love it.
Would you suck snot out of your own nose? If
No.
it like open.
No. Sometimes you even like blow your nose and you're like, God, I'm disgusting.
Yes.
But the relief-
For the relief right now, I would do just about anything.
The
You
relief of that.
probably could. Wait, can't you suck the, like, you could literally
You
buy
have
one
to-
of those.
Like a bendy straw.
No, but it is a bendy straw. You probably could suck the snot out of your own
I don't know
nose.
if, I really don't know if it's physically possible.
I'll have to
Now
see
that I
if
think
it's
about
on
it.
the registry and if we already have it.
You could Google
Try
it.
it
Can
out
I
when we go
suck
home.
snot out of my own nose?
You want me to ChatGPT it?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not on my account,
Ryan,
Ryan.
how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm waiting for the poll question.
I thought that was it. Would you suck snot out of your own nose?
That is not the poll question.
That can be a Jim Rutledge poll question.
Yeah.
X/Twitter.
Ryan sucks snot out of his own nose because who else is going to do it for him?
Does somebody come suck?
Just add it to the list.
Does someone come suck the snot out of your nose, Molly?
Maybe.
Don't yuck
Do you
or
hire
yo.
someone to do that? Does your husband do it?
You think I pay?
I don't know. You tell me.
Got a free do you
One of
think
the
I am?
newest offerings from Carbon World Health.
There you go.
Snot suckers.
Do their hydrofacial.
I got to schedule my hydrofacial. Thank you for the reminder.
See if they have a snot sucker option.
Great. Fantastic.
Rick and Madison chimes in. You guys are talking about sucking snot out of your child's nose. About 8 years ago, my daughter was sleeping in bed with me, and she said, Dad, I got to puke. And she puked in my mouth while I was sleeping.
Wow.
No! No.
Nice.
That is disgusting.
Rosie,
I would disown my child at that point, I'm
similar
pretty
thing.
sure.
Nola, I'll never forget it because it was so disgusting, and my wife never lets me forget it because I can't clean my vomit or I'm going to throw up. So like, I was out on
You're
that.
that kind of guy, right?
The smell is so bad.
So
Okay.
Nola had some sort of, as a baby, threw up all over Tanya like right after nursing. So it's just
Right.
all over her chest. And so that was
smell.
pretty gross. And then Rosie was laying with me because she wasn't feeling well either. And then she goes, Dad, I don't feel good, and sits up and throws up. Thankfully, I was wearing a college game day shirt, so it was like, because it was sleep time, threw up all over the shirt. So I luckily was able to lift the shirt up and catch it all as it, like someone dumping soup on my chest. It's a hot soup on my
Nice.
chest. Gross.
Gross.
And it's your kid, though, so you
Yeah.
kind of just like power through and act like this isn't the most horrible thing that's ever happened in your life. And then I just took the shirt off, it was self-contained, wrapped it up, threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
that was that.
I did that. I was driving home when I was pregnant with my twins. I think it was like very early, and I wasn't like a I get sick when I'm pregnant person at all. But with the twins, I did, and I was literally like 5 minutes away from my house, and I just threw up all over myself. And I called my husband. I was like, I just threw up all over myself, all over my cute white sweater, and I was like, I'm just gonna take it off and run inside. And he was like, okay. I literally took it off, threw it in the garbage, ran inside of my bra. That was
I
it.
understand that. I mean,
times.
there's something to be said, like, if you have to do something and you're anticipating it, once you're in that, like, oh, I'm close stage, like, all of a sudden, my Wi-Fi just connects to the toilet, my body's like, oh, you're here.
Yep.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
no, I'm
Yeah.
still in the garage.
Right, yep.
You're trying to clinch while you're
Yeah,
waddling
yeah,
up
yeah.
the stairs like an
Okay.
emperor penguin.
Right. Brandon in Tulsa chimes in. The worst is when snot has coagulated to the degree that you have to use your finger to finish pulling the wad out all the way.
It's disgusting. Why are we talking? We would rather talk about boogers than the Packers draft.
Green and gold, baby. Green and gold.
Yeah, I always pick a winner. Unlike Goody.
That is disgusting.
You know what's not disgusting? That's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton.
Sorry, Lee.
We're
Bad
all-
segment to follow.
Look, we are all out on places that try to feel fancy and just being uncomfortable. You're paying a lot and still thinking this isn't it. That's why I keep going back to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton, because Lee runs it the right way. No shortcuts, and Kevin at the bar is as good as it gets. You walk in, you relax, and the steak is fantastic every single time, including the Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl Happy Hour. Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. If you're going to spend the money, at least spend it right. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, a WBA award finalist for Wisconsin's best radio show.
Maybe, can I get a Molly was right? Like, literally.
Molly was right.
Thank you.
I thought we had like a liner. Yeah.
No.
I
We
didn't
should
know
get
what she
one.
was
That
looking
should be the
for.
liner. That is going to be the liner moving forward.
Yeah,
Okay,
with
thank
all
you.
of my enthusiasm, I threw into that one.
Exactly.
I give you a better one. Molly was right.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
There are many reasons why local businesses are frustrated with their current business technology vendor. LSM Chiropractic Business Manager Sarah Pavlik had her reasons.
I would say there was two components. The first was the lack of customer service that we were experiencing, and then pricing.
So Sarah, you switched to James Imaging Systems because?
Initially pricing, which was fantastic. Customer service was hands down something that we hadn't experienced with 2 or 3 prior companies.
What else makes James Imaging Systems stand out?
They spoke to us as people and not as just a number. They were actually concerned about what our bottom dollar was and what our needs were.
Bottom line, Sarah?
It allows us to be more efficient. Efficiency is just equivalent to time and money.
AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Make the switch today. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
As a first-generation student, I initially joined the military to ensure I could afford college, and I had a lot of self-doubt. But at Madison College, there are so many resources extended to me, and I feel supported and confident to reach my goals. Best of all, I'll be able to transfer to a 4-year college debt-free. My advice to others, believe in yourself and your future. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Here's the thing, buying jewelry should feel good, not rushed, not pressured, and definitely not final if it's not right. That's why at Condon Jewelers you can exchange your purchase so you actually end up with what you really want. And when it comes to value, Condon Jewelers offers some of the best prices in the area without sacrificing quality, service, or trust. So whether you're celebrating a big moment or just treating yourself, you can shop confidently knowing they've got your back. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honeys.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold the lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, and a slogan, and it still stinks. Then I found Iron Jock, and now it's all I wear. It's built on science. Their silver ion technology is woven right into the fabric. It kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria, and it never washes out, ever. Get yours today at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Madison College is where your next chapter starts. So whether you're looking to level up your career, learn a new skill, or transfer to a 4-year university, Madison College has flexible programs that fit your life. I had the best experience at Madison College before I transferred over to UW-Madison. It was a seamless process. It was so easy. It was great. And they also have hands-on training, affordable tuition, and you can get where you want to go faster. Explore your future today and schedule a tour online at madisoncollege.edu.
She's Molly Brown. I am Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. You can chime in on the Carbon Stock and text on 844-770-3776 on your favorite 420 song. And also, I've kind of modified it, but we haven't posted it yet. are you okay with the Packers going best player available in the second round? Because the quarterback ain't going to be available. I mean, that's not going to be the best player available.
Right.
So, quarter.
Quarter.
So like we don't even have to put the asterisk of like outside of Jordan Love because quarterback's not going to be there.
Okay.
There's not going to be a quarterback worth the value. It would only be Fernando Mendoza.
Right.
And if he is, then you at least got to see what the heck's going on. So I'm good with it. I don't think there's a player, and it's not a knock on the Packers. Like you can look at a lot of teams and you say, you know what, the best way to draft is drafting best player available because Molly brought up tight end. Musgrave is below average, I think, at this point.
Yep.
And Tucker Kraft is still coming off an ACL. But look at Detroit when they were humming 2 years ago. Chicago's offense was doing really well this year with 2 tight ends. These teams, especially the offense that Matt LaFleur likes to run, and you could see New England had it with 2 tight ends in Gronk and Hernandez, but they like to have 2 tight ends because then you can disguise what you're doing even more.
Wasn't that what Matt LaFleur wanted to do last year? Like he specifically talked about having 2 tight ends on the field?
Because it is kind of a new trend in football, that bigger personnel, because then defenses have it even harder because if you got like Tucker Kraft is almost like a receiver at the tight end position, so he can run a lot of routes, do a lot of different things. If you have another tight end who can be a blocker / receiver in there, now it's even harder because now you got who's covering what. You can disguise a lot of plays. You could have the same formation to play. The same play could look 3 different options, look the same all 3 times, and the defense doesn't know what's coming. So a guy like LaFleur loves the opportunity for 2 tight ends.
Yeah. I mean, again, I wouldn't be mad. The only one that would legitimately make me mad would be quarterback, and like you said, the best available is not there. I still don't think it's my favorite spot. I would say take the best available corner. Or take the best available O-line.
What happens if the best available corner is like
the projected third-round drop?
Well, the 8th-rated corner, or you can have the 2nd-rated tight end.
I'm taking the tight end. Easy.
Really?
Yeah. Because you got to think, Tucker Kraft might not be back at the beginning of the season. Luke Musgrave's not good. Can't even remember what the other dude's name is. I know he played Fitzpatrick. Is he still on the team? I think.
He's the one who tore his Achilles towards the end of the season, so we probably won't see him next year.
Yeah. So, like, literally a tight end, they're pretty decimated, in my opinion. Like, Luke Musgraves is not it.
Especially for the offense that LaFleur wants to run. I agree, they are decimated.
For sure. And if he can make somebody like another Tucker Kraft, and then it's like you got, I mean, and I'm not saying he's going to be Tucker Kraft, but if you can bring somebody to be that powerful, like, I mean, look at, I mean, they got Colston Loveland.
They had Cole Kmet.
Like, yeah.
And
like
Colston Loveland was a first-round pick.
True, but if it's a second-round pick and he's, like Jim said, just the 2nd overall rated tight end, that's pretty freaking good.
But what was Tucker Kraft pick? 2nd round or 3rd?
He was a 3rd.
3rd round. So, I mean, and look, Tucker Kraft.
No, I'm not saying you can't hit. I'm just saying, like, this is...
And also, I think that kind of solves the problem
with... This is a corner draft.
But I think it also solves the problem with, like, the wide receivers because, we have 3 guys.
Target.
Yeah, you have another guy for Jordan Love. You have a little bit of depth then, too. Like,
so what are
I
you
don't
trying
mind it.
I guess
now, I want a cornerback. Don't get me wrong. But, like, if you're talking...
You don't want to reach for one.
No, exactly. And, like, okay, what are you going to do if you do reach for one? Then what? You have your average cornerbacks plus this other guy that's going to be below average probably as a rookie.
Because if you're reaching,
you're probably average at corner.
What?
That's awfully kind.
I mean,
we're average at corner.
I think we're probably harder on them because we see them only. But like, yeah, they're not great. Obviously, I can't stand Keyshawn Nixon. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of Keyshawn Nixon, but like,
they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine. I agree.
But Matt, like, let's say a second, like, again, that's why I want, like, let's say outside of the top 5 rated corners, because now you're reaching for a guy who has a hole in their game, whether they're too small or maybe they are too raw, and so at some point
you're not getting that starter.
Most likely,
right?
Most likely. Now it doesn't mean you can't take a corner another time,
but like week 1 starter,
right?
You're not getting that week 1 starter.
Like, and I think all teams do this. I mean, you can look at different teams and say. Like, for an example, Chicago needs defensive line help. I would rather them if the 2nd or 3rd best left tackle is available or the 7th best defensive lineman between tackle and defensive end is available at 25. I'd rather take the left tackle because they kind of need one. I'd rather take the higher player because of where more the value of the position. I think Packer fans, there's only one position, quarterback, that they couldn't use more help at. Safety, yes. But it's not impossible. Sometimes safety slide. If you could get a first-round value in the 2nd round, that's not the end of the world.
I mean, a lot of it's flow dependent too, right? If you feel like you're on a corner run at the time, and you're like, hey, if we don't get a guy now, we are not going to get one the rest of this draft that's even got a shot at being.
But again, is it worth reaching? I guess it's been general because the Packers and other teams have had success with undrafted players or seventh rounders because that's where you take that flyer. Maybe that seventh rounder you took is thought to be a nobody, but things piece together and they're a week 5 starter. So again, any team that I'm rooting for. So if I'm a Packer fan, if it's close, I'd rather take. If it's close, then maybe go with position. But if it's clear that
there's a good player on the board.
Let's say there's a 23rd ranked player at a position where you're not quite needy, or there's the 50th ranked player at a position you need, I'd rather take the 23rd ranked player at a position I don't necessarily need.
And I guess in the future he could be an asset to you anyway.
They always are because the Packers are always replacing players.
Yeah. Like I said, the only one that upsets me is quarterback, but outside of that, there's just ones that I would say I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, and then there's ones I'd be like, that makes sense.
Is this a good cornerback class? I feel like I'm scrolling on the latest mock draft that I see on ESPN, and there's a lot of edge rushers.
It's more of I know for edge and linemen, it's more. There's a couple premier players, and then there's a handful of 8 guys who are all kind of in the same window. I don't know if it's like that for corner.
From what I know, you're always just going to get more edge rushers drafted higher in the draft because those guys' positional value is so high. Corner is pretty high too, and I think there's a number of second and third rounders that the draft analysts are saying are solid players. But I know even Mel Kiper said on Willie and Tauscher a couple weeks ago, there's really 1 or 2 true blue first round corners in this draft, and then after that, it's just there's a few guys probably in that second, third round range, but it's really hard to project how well a player can perform after being selected in the second, third round. It's a bit of a crapshoot to even get a starter in those rounds.
Which we all kind of feel like they need a starter.
But I think in the second round, it's fair to expect them to get pretty close to starter snaps by some point in the season.
At what point, though?
Yeah, probably towards the end of their rookie year, right? The odds of them getting an impact player in the second round, guy who steps in within the first 4 weeks and is immediately contributing, it doesn't happen most often.
I guess. Because for me, also, wide receiver, and again, that's why I go back to tight ends interested. Wide receivers on this list. Matt touched on it earlier, but Matthew Golden, Christian Watson, and Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of unproven guys. Watson hasn't proven he can stay healthy for a full season and reach his peak. Golden's proven nothing. He proved that he could score a touchdown against the worst pass defense in the NFL last year. And then Reed is a ascending player, but it's still proven nothing. All 3 of those guys can hit, and they all have the talent.
Also, Reed struggles to stay healthy too.
Mm-hmm.
So they all have talent, but they're very far from sure things. If there's the 4th rated, if there's a receiver the Packers love, take him.
Yeah.
And I hate to do this. I hate it. But I will just do it because it just sits in my brain. The Bears were loaded with wide receiver last year. Luther Burden fell. They just took Luther Burden. And in all the latest redrafts, every redraft had him as a first-round player. So you can't find. So, if you take best player available, that's what can turn out.
Right.
But what if that best player available is just another Jaden Reed?
Well, then he's not the best player available. What
if in the draft the best player available at that point at 52 overall is just another?
And let's say he's a
185 pound.
Let's say he's a 30th ranked player, and the next guy is the 50th.
Yeah,
I'd take the 30th ranked player.
But at that point, you're just getting another guy who's just fits right in that same level of the other wide receivers.
But that's size wise.
But then that also might affect the team in terms of what their contracts are going to be too, because then it's if you do get another Jaden Reed, then you don't have to figure out his contract next year, and you can just say adios.
But then at the same time, we're talking about we needing guys who can help this year. If you're just going to draft a wide receiver, it's just redundant where you're almost always going to be drafting a backup.
I don't know if it's redundant. Were you telling me one of these guys in the second round couldn't beat out Golden or Reed?
They couldn't, but with the hypothetical I'm giving you, saying that it's going to be a wide receiver who's not going to be able to overcome those guys. But he's the best player available.
But you don't. But if they're the best player available, you don't they might be able to overcome.
They might be, but at the same time, when you're trying to decide between players to draft in the second round, you got to use somewhat of what do we need to.
Ugh.
You seriously, you should definitely value the corner over the wide receiver.
I've been burned so many times, and as a fan, when teams pick need over, because that's when you go back and
I feel
wow,
that's
they could have taken this guy.
Is picking.
Really?
It's a
wide
luxury.
receiver. They need
no. Picking best available. It's a luxury because you don't have a position of need. Now, when you do have positions of need, and I know our argument is we're on the other side of that coin, almost every position is a position of need. I think there's ones that are more important than others. When you're in desperate times.
If there's a left tackle there that's viewed high, like
I'd be okay with a left tackle.
Yeah, offensive line, here for that. Over a wide receiver, I would take. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if
also
you just
players
take the
get
best
hurt. You have
available.
two guys, as Molly pointed out, Christian Watson and Jaden Reed, who are oft injured.
Mm-hmm. And if Micah Parsons gets hurt again next year,
true,
the season's over.
Don't manifest it.
I'm just saying, like there are other positions where if a guy gets hurt, like it's an even bigger
And also,
issue.
I'm sorry, Jordan Love needs help.
Mm-hmm.
Like the type of quarterback he is, the more help you can give him, the better he will look.
I think that's from the 5 guys in front of him rather than the guys he's throwing to, though.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, a WBA award finalist for Wisconsin's best radio show.
We would rather talk about boogers than the Packers draft.
Bring it go, baby. Bring it go.
Yeah, I always pick a winner. I'm like Goody.
That is disgusting.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Molly Brown. And let's be honest, between work, kids, and everything else life throws at me, I'm always looking for a little extra energy. That's why I love ZOA Energy. It's made with natural ingredients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, so I get that boost I need without the crash or jitters. Plus, there are tons of great flavors. It's vegan, gluten-free, and even low in sugar, so it fits right into my busy, health-conscious routine. So grab a ZOA Energy, fuel your body, focus your mind, and take on your day like a champ.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Henningsen with Stoughton Health Ortho Team Clinic. I specialize in joint pain and joint pain surgery, specifically hip and knee replacement, including second-time surgery for hip and knee replacement.
Learn more at orthoteam.com.
Who's up next? We'll all find out together as the draft gets underway. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. Excited for this week's coverage of ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night, exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app. I'll be joined by some of your favorite ESPN Wisconsin personalities, beginning at 6 p.m. on Thursday and Friday and 11 a.m. on Saturday. Don't miss it. It's ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, exclusively on YouTube at ESPN Madison and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Green Bay Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, Jim Rutledge.
Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer
Matt Hamilton. Help me out. Who is that?
Wisconsin football analyst.
You know what? It feels like Molly's the only one that's being sincere about that. So, Molly, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
Mark Tauscher joins us now on the Yuengling Guest Hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, now officially in Wisconsin. D.G. Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. What is so funny, you two?
Yuengling.
Yuengling?
We both looked at
We
each
both
other.
heard it. The first time you said it, we looked at each other. Yuengling.
Football Great. field.
Take me to your leader.
All right.
Yuengling.
Mark, how you doing?
I'm good, Jimmy. I tell you what, man, you need to be a stand-up comic and just get those two in your crowd. You're
Right.
gonna kill it.
Right. Fantastic. Yes.
You heard it too, Tausch, though, right? Yuengling.
Yeah, I heard it. I'm not as punch crazy as you guys are right now, but it's definitely it's a fun word to say.
Yeah, happy April 20th.
Tausch, do you celebrate? No, I'm just kidding.
Not as much as Hamilton does every day.
Yes, there you go. Okay. Well, nobody does. That's why Matt's Matt. All right, you take that for what it's worth. All right, we got some quick rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
We got a quiz that I can beat Evan Cohen in again.
Okay, we will throw this out at you. Ryan's the one in charge of grading. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Who's the player who you played with that looks like a bust but plays like a dude guy? Like when you looked at him physically, you looked at him physically.
Are
and
you
you're like,
high right now?
You looked at
Jimmy got sacked, man.
You looked at him physically, and you looked at him physically, and you're like, this guy can't be fantastic. And then all of a sudden, they went out and kicked everyone's butt.
I'd say myself.
Okay, I was going to say
answer.
a Tauscher guy, Tauscher, Dancing Bear.
I'm sorry, that one does not count against Tausch. Like, Jim got
No,
sacked.
that was a
Jim
sack
got
for
sacked
Jim.
during that.
Dude guy, don't count that against Tausch, man.
I'm just assuming this isn't a This can't be a rapid fire. Dude.
Well, it's a little bit. I want to get some real answers out of you. If you had to bet your own money on one guy from this draft being a 10-year starter, who is it?
Ooh, a 10-year starter. I'm gonna say Mendoza.
Yeah. All right. What's something fans get completely wrong about draft weekend?
That everything revolves around Thursday night, and the meat and potatoes of your football team is going to be Friday and Saturday.
Is it better to be a 7th-round pick or an undrafted free agent?
Ooh. 7th-round pick.
And that's not where I thought he'd go. All right, and then the last one I have here for you
He's
is
a 7th-round pick.
I know, but undrafted free agents get kind of pick and you get kind of a little more freedom to do what you want to do.
Okay.
It worked out great for Tauscher. He went to the team we'd want to go to, I guess. And then the thing I have for you is, what is your draft take that would get you yelled out of a Packers bar? Like your hottest take?
That we should draft a running back this year.
There we go. All right. That was my quick fire. He had one sack then? Is that what you said, Ryan?
Yes, he got sacked once. You got sacked once.
Okay. All right.
Wait, that's interesting because Tausch, we've been talking about what position would you be most upset if the Packers drafted at, and we have not brought up running back whatsoever. Like I think Matt, you said safety.
Yeah.
I just think there's so many spots that I think obviously Packer fans are, offensive line and cornerback that you see that there's an immediate need and that someone that, gets drafted Friday night or Saturday can come in and jump in and play. And obviously Josh Jacobs is going to be our feature back. But it just feels like, I don't know how much longer Josh Jacobs is going to be in Green Bay. Marshawn Lloyd was drafted with kind of that hope that you could have a home run hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I would hope that at some point, maybe even if it's midday Saturday, somebody is there and available that has that home run speed and can really loosen up. I just think back to how the Carolina Panthers played us and some other teams stole that formula of let's just sit back and see how patient this Packer run game can be. If they're going to hand it off and not get a penalty and not have anything, 7-8 yards or whatever it might be, but they never really feared that you could bust a long one. And I think we need to change that. And I think having somebody with top end speed and that's shown that they can do it, I think would add a lot to this offense.
Tausch, outside of quarterback, is there one position that if the Packers drafted, you'd be like, what the heck is Brian Gutekunst doing?
Punter.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, besides punter,
That's
kicker,
what
quarterback.
his best available.
Well, how many besides can we get long snapper? No, I mean, I think Matt probably when you're talking about safety, but even then, I just don't think Jason and I were talking this morning, you can never have enough good corners. And I said, well, you can say that about every position. You can never have enough good safeties because guys get hurt and guys leave in contract. I don't know if there's one spot. I mean, you look at this group and you feel good about wide receiver, but you want more depth. And safety, you feel really good. You have 2-3 guys that you feel like are top-end players. But that doesn't mean that if somebody's there that you don't like. I wouldn't be disappointed. There literally is not one spot outside of maybe drafting a quarterback Friday or early Saturday that I would feel like you maybe wasted or aren't looking at this roster in the right way. I don't think there's a spot that you feel that locked in that you bringing in more talent isn't going to help. So that tells you, I think, a little bit about where we feel the depth of this football team is right now.
So based on that logic, this question might sound a little silly. Do you draft based on position of need, or do you draft based on best available? And right now,
Matt, I think we've seen teams that really stink and organizations, they drafted a bunch of linemen. Oh, we better draft this guy. We're not going to get an O-lineman. Well, if it's not the right fit at the right spot, the best drafters get the best values. Mm-hmm. And if that is, what Seattle did last year with Zabel, and did you need a guard? You always need good offensive linemen, but there's probably, I'm sure, other spots that they probably looked at and thought we really could use a linebacker or another edge guy. And, we're going to no. This is the spot where we feel this player, we graded him this high. Thank you for letting him get to this point. And even though maybe there's not an immediate need, the NFL has a funny way of not letting you know what your immediate needs are because needs change on a daily basis. And that's why just continuing to make sure you get a lot of really good football players in your locker room is the most important thing you can do.
What would you say Goody's trend has been then over the years? Has he been a need guy or has he been a best available guy?
I think he's been a best available, and I think he's always leaned towards the defensive side of the football because I think he feels like offensively, obviously you grabbed some receivers last year knowing you're going to probably let Dobbs go and understand kind of where you're at. So in a perfect world, you mesh both, but that doesn't always line up, and where teams end up with, some of those drafts, the biggest busts that they have in drafts, it almost always comes down to we need a defensive tackle. We need an edge rusher. Well, there's not a really that's graded out that should fit at the spot we're drafting, but that's what we need, and we're only this part away from winning a championship. And you find out you never really know how many pieces away you are from a championship, but what you do know is if you draft really good players, you have a really good chance of going further in playoffs than if you don't.
On that, I get why the Badger, and this is just their Twitter account, but they put this out, and it actually just bums me out. Wisconsin football an hour ago, proof is in the picks, and it's Hall of Famer, Pro Bowler, and the last guy they show is Braylon Allen, who might not be on the Jets, and they got nobody else to show. When is Wisconsin going to get back to having their heyday of having top-notch first-round picks and players on day 2, and instead of sort of like hopefully one or two guys get drafted? I mean, to me, I know it's not about getting guys to the NFL, but at the same time, getting guys to the NFL is a good indicator of how good your program is.
No, I think I would disagree with you, Jim. I mean, obviously you want to develop guys, but it is about getting guys to the NFL because these players that are coming here, they want to play good college football, but they all want to go to the pros and they want to get developed. And when Mel Kiper joined us a couple of weeks ago, that was, I asked him about 4 or 5 guys, and I think he commented on Mason Reiger, and that was about it. Mm-hmm. And, it's been a tough sled as far as where we're at as a football program with winning football games. And it's not a coincidence. The less pros that you have and guys that are drafted and find spots in the NFL, more than likely that's going to equate to college football wins too. So it is important. And when that is the case, I hope it's this year. There's obviously a ton of new talent that the portal brought in, and hopefully a lot of those guys are going to be players that develop and get better under this coaching staff. And then next year at this point, when we're talking about this, the conversation changes.
Thinking about Wisconsin football, do you have any idea when the next AD will be hired, Tausch? I'm thinking it's already May almost essentially, and the football season starts. Games start in August. That's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think anyone right now. I think there's a process that everybody's going through. And, when Barry joined us, my question was, can you have an interim chancellor hire a full-time AD? And I don't think we know the answer to that yet. So there's a lot of questions. It's only a week that has gone by. But, yeah, I would think the sooner that you want – but just like, draft picks, you want everything done now. But you want everything done right, and you want it done where you're bringing in the right person that's going to lead us in the right direction so that we don't have to do this again. And that's really the important part. So if it takes a couple of months, okay, what we don't want to do is rush and then hope that you ended up doing it, because that, what is you take a blank in one hand and you do something else in the other, and you just hope. That's not.
Yeah,
that's
crap
not
in one hand and hope in the other, and see which one fills up first.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's within 100.
Sounds like a football guy. Yeah, it sounds like a football guy term there. And I heard you earlier today with Wildy, and you guys were you're talking about the idea of like loving football, and I'm seeing more and more of that showing up when I read these draft things. Honestly, it's all the good teams that I read about their mock drafts are like, these guys love guys who want to play football, who say they can't imagine doing anything else in their lives but playing football. How difficult is that to ferret out as far as figuring out if a guy really loves football as opposed to is there for the paycheck? And it matters in the margins. I mean, some people can be super good, super talented, and not have to be incredibly passionate about it. But if I'm betting on someone, I'm betting on someone that's passionate about it and good.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing, I think. And as I was saying this morning, it's gotten more and more difficult because you don't have players in the same program that can give you that good feedback of being there for 4 or 5 years. Now you're talking about in most cases, maybe 2 seasons. So you're there you have 17, 18 months. But most of the time now, guys, you're looking at 6 months of getting data, and things change so rapidly. You don't know how a guy's going to react to getting $700,000 or $800,000 in NIL money. Like, those are things you just don't know. So that, I think, because you get the numbers, you get their 40 time, you get their film, and you have an idea, but you have no idea how they're going to react and how that is all going to change what their interest level and how they're going to respond to adversity, or if they're just going to say, you know what, man, this ain't worth it. I'm going to go find something else. All of those things kind of change the dynamic and the complexion of how you are evaluating talent.
Mark, that was awesome stuff. We really appreciate your time.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
That's Mark Tauscher. Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I didn't have braces.
That is such a dad thing to say. But moms know that if your daughter has messed up teeth, it's going to lead to a lifetime of problems.
But what's
for her.
messed up teeth? I don't think I have messed up teeth.
Is that what your mom told you?
You're perfect just the way you are.
To save herself $5,000.
You don't need straight teeth.
Orthodontics is a racket.
Smiles are like fingerprints.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. With this Badger Minute, I'm Jesse Nelson. It's portal season for Wisconsin men's basketball. Head coach Greg Gard and the Badgers have officially announced 3 additions from the NCAA transfer portal for next season. Senior guard Trey Autry from George Washington University. Forward Victory Onuetu, the leading rebounder last year for Hofstra. And senior wing Ian Elmer, who helped lead Miami, Ohio to an undefeated regular season. Both Onuetu and Elmer are coming off NCAA tournament appearances with their former teams. Follow along for the latest with the transfer tracker at ESPN.com.
Wisconsin weather is unpredictable. Your windows shouldn't be. Upgrade with Pella and get 0% interest until 2030. Order by April 30th at PellaWI.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
That's the sound of the hail sale hitting Metro Kia of Madison. Oh, hail yeah. Recent storms rolled through, but here's the best part. Insurance has already covered the damage. That means one thing for you. Big savings across a wide selection of vehicles. This is your chance to upgrade and save thousands. Got a trade? We'll take it, paid off or not. Our lenders are working hard to help get you approved. If you've been waiting for the right time, this is it. Don't miss the hail sale happening now at your community-driven Metro Kia of Madison.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our great friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Conveniently located in between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch the action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get you in free with a paying adult at the gate and camp on site all weekend long. IndyCar is must-see and is coming up on June 18th through the 21st. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com to get tickets.
Every round.
Here comes Roger Goodell with Green Bay's pick.
Every pick.
The Green Bay Packers select.
Every second of the NFL Draft. Right here on ESPN Madison.
You look at where we are right now at corner. There's only 2 lock first-round corners.
Tune into ESPN Wisconsin's draft coverage all weekend.
It's time, baby!
ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night begins with Round 1, Thursday, April 23rd. Right here on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Everyone thinks they are lucky, but you go in and you tell yourself, I'm just going to play a little bit and I'm going to win. But that never happens except for at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. That is what's fun about Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. You've actually got a chance to win, and when you do, everything is awesome for that entire night. You got your favorite slot machine, you got your favorite area, you got your favorite drink, you got all these things that help you win. Yeah, that all helps at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, but also their great payout rate does as well. Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. Find out if it's your night. Go be a winner. Go to Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. What kind of news would we call this, Ryan? It's not quite breaking news, but
significant news.
Significant news. Eric Name of The Athletic put out during our interview with Mark Tauscher that the Milwaukee Bucks have met with Taylor Jenkins about their head coach opening, and that's per league sources. I have a feeling that nobody will be upset about this post that's using unnamed league sources because it's not a bad one.
And it's not Shams.
And it's not Shams.
I think it's the Shams part, honestly.
Yeah.
I think people it's nice that the Athletic put this out.
Yeah. What do we think about Taylor Jenkins?
I don't even know who that is. Tell me who he is.
Taylor Jenkins?
He was a former assistant for the Bucks who then became the head coach
2018 and 2019.
There you go. Matt's doing his reading. Okay. Matt, tell us about him then.
And then from 2019 to 2025, he was the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. He was
I know him.
An assistant on the Hawks for about 5 years.
All I had to do was Google him and know his face.
Yeah, it looks like Jim's face.
The Grizzlies went to the playoffs under him, right? Before
Ja. Same,
He's
facial
250
hair,
and
structure.
214.
No, this guy looks like
Lifetime.
John Kuhn. What are you talking about?
What? Doesn't he have like a beard and
He has a big old
bald head?
beard. No.
Oh.
He's got a buzzed head. I mean, he's kind of got where he's hanging on.
Oh.
Like he's hanging on and so the front's empty, the back is
So it's Jim before the buzz.
No.
Why are you trying to throw shade at me?
I'm not saying shade.
He's finding any way. You know what? Nobody
Does he
can throw
look-
shade at Jim as best as I can.
Does Taylor Jenkins look bad? I thought I think he just has a beard and
He's
like
a burly fella.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't remember. I truly didn't.
Like
I truly didn't remember that.
He looks like he would cut down trees in like northern Wisconsin.
The way you're describing him sounds like George Costanza.
He looks like a balding, brawny man.
I don't remember him this way in my mind.
He looks like
Maybe
John
I'm
Kuhn.
wrong.
He looks like John Kuhn.
Yeah, kind of.
I'll look up a photo of him. I haven't seen him in too long.
Shots fired at John Kuhn as well.
So his lifetime as record as a head coach is 250 and 214.
But it doesn't.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they got to the playoffs when this was like before all of John Morant's mishaps and whatnot.
Yeah,
so like
Taylor Jenkins
is a good coach. He will get another chance. I would be fine if the Bucks are the team that gave him another chance. I think he's the type of guy. I think he's the type of guy who can develop with this team, that can kind of grow with this team, and kind of this is all signaling a rebuild. So this is a type of guy that can coach up younger players, develop players. To your point, Molly, at Memphis, he was able to kind of get that program up and running.
Well, so it's my question is, how do you sell somebody on becoming the Bucks' next head coach? Like, hey, you may or may not have Giannis. If you do have Giannis, you're probably going to be dealing with drama around him for months until he's no longer a Milwaukee Buck, or he's going to be happy, but he might not be happy, but he might not even be here. Like, how? Like, seriously, how do you sell somebody on coming to be a head coach in Milwaukee?
You tell him, hey, you're going to have a generational talent if he wants to stick around. And if he doesn't, you have the opportunity to build a team from the floor and have your identity all over this team and be able to stake your claim as a head coach in the rebuild.
I think, honestly, you just say it like this.
Yeah, honestly.
The Bucks are never a destination for the premier head coaches. Maybe Giannis did it. They're not going to be able to pull that again because there's no promise for Giannis in the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's an NBA job. And
True.
the Bucks have had to sell, hey, this is an NBA job for a long time. This is an NBA job, and that's how you sell it.
And if it's Taylor Jenkins, you sell it that you have familiarity with John Horst. You worked with him before. Maybe they worked well together.
You can sell it better than that, Jim.
It's an NBA team. That's a huge sell. Like, that's not an undersell. Like, these jobs, their entire lives are to be the coach of an NBA team. Taylor Jenkins was a coach in an NBA team. He needs a way back in. I don't think you have to. I get. Like, if you're
but it's also like if it's me, if I'm looking at the job, I'm kind of like, what are the Bucks' intentions? Because you had Adrian Griffin for 5 minutes, you had Doc Rivers for 5 minutes, and you got rid of Bud. At the time, it was the quickest a coach has ever been fired after winning a title.
Yes,
you don't have job security.
What you're getting at
here.
is this not a good job. You're not going to be able to pick the cream of the crop. Like, for an example, like Chicago, who has 2 first-round draft picks, a clear cap, and a bunch of other and only 2 players in Giddey and I forget the other player's name. But anyways, 2 players, and they're both under 25, under contract for anything long-term. Like, that job is incredibly appealing, and it's in Chicago. Milwaukee, the best thing it has going for it is
a stone's throw from Chicago.
No, it's not even. It's not the location of it, but it's like, you're right. We don't have any money. We're not going to have any money. We don't have our draft picks, and this is all a matter of, like, you want to be an NBA coach again, Taylor Jenkins, you're going to have to get someone with a little bit of dirt on their hands. Someone who's, you're not going to get the premier guy. So you're picking from
who is the premier guy right now? Is Thibodeau still available?
Yeah, Thibodeau is available. There are other guys available. There are plenty of coaches who will pop up to be available. Mm-hmm. Chris Quinn could pop up to be available. Steve Kerr could be available.
Steve Kerr.
And actually, the number one guy,
Steve Kerr.
His name is. They're asking him about if he wants to keep on coaching with the Warriors. Like, they could blow the whole thing up, and he might not want to stick around to be. He's not coming here.
I can't imagine he's in a phase in his life where he's desperate enough to come to Milwaukee. I'm
he
sorry.
asked me the top names. He ain't coming to Milwaukee.
I was curious who the top names.
Yeah, he asked me the top names. There's also an assistant who's probably the top name. I doubt that the Bucks will be able to get an assistant from San Antonio. He was in Milwaukee for a little bit. He's like 41 years old. He's like the number 2 guy in San Antonio. Eric Name wrote an article about him. But he is probably the most sought-after person for a lot of teams that are trying to get things started. There'll be other people who will be more sought after in different positions. Okay. And the idea of, like, yes, if you're a team like, I'm trying to think here. Let's say, I'm trying to throw out like Atlanta. And things, let's say you lose in the first. Yes. Okay. You lose in the first round, and then you say, you know what, maybe we just go see if we can get a Kerr or something. But for up and Sweeney's a top-notch guy. I actually think Taylor Jenkins, and I don't mean this as a shot, could be one of the best things the Bucks could get. Because I think his familiarity with Milwaukee, with Horst, and then, look, he's a little bit like, he needs to rebuild his brand, and if he gets the NBA coaching job, he's going to take it. And according to LeBron, Memphis and Milwaukee are basically the same. So it's not like he's going to be trying to get out of Milwaukee as fast as possible. This is Jim Matt Mob, presented by Coors Light.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. ESPN Madison is your home for the best area baseball games this spring. Tune in tomorrow for Middleton against Madison East. Coverage begins at 4:45 on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Then the NFL Draft is here this week. Round 1 in Pittsburgh starts on Thursday, but the Packers do not have a first-round pick after trading theirs for Micah Parsons last offseason. It's the first time since 1986 that the Packers will enter the draft without a first-rounder. So what should the Packers do with their first pick at number 52? Get ready all week with ESPN Wisconsin special draft coverage. Tune in live to ESPN Wisconsin Draft Week live from 2 to 4 every day on ESPN Madison. Then ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night will be live during each round of the draft, starting with round 1 on Thursday night at 6 p.m. Make sure to tune in on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Also, head over to ESPN.com for the latest mock drafts and intel from Mel Kiper and other NFL draft analysts. The Milwaukee Brewers then are off today after they lost 5-3 in their series finale against Miami yesterday. They'll be back out on the road tomorrow with a 3-game series versus the Tigers. First pitch is at 5:40 p.m.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's going to stress me out.
This is just going to be very quick, as close to binary as I can, all right? Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Morning person or night person?
Morning.
No more coffee or no more alcohol? That one's easy.
Coffee. Oh, I mean, well, you know what I mean. Like, I picked coffee.
All right.
Couldn't read the defense. You got sacked.
Is pineapple on pizza good or bad?
Yeah, good.
Sacked again.
I've never had it before.
Incomplete.
I've never had it. I'm sweating.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the Mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power in the Everlight Solar Studio alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Like,
the show.
Comment, subscribe, all those great things really helps the channel.
Ham cam.
All right. 844-770-3776. That's the Carbos Talking text line. This is more. We have a signing limited poll question out there. Is should the Packers draft best available player in the draft starting this week? And rarely, it's not often, but Tauscher was kind of on my side, and I guess Molly's with this as well, of the take the best player available. That's the best way to draft at all times. And right now, 83% of our fans say that as well on Twitter. As our signing limited poll question is, should the Packers draft the best player available in round 2?
I mean, fortunately for the Packers, we could use whatever the best position available is.
Right, Matt, but
the best player available, I mean.
But
we could use that position, so it works out.
So you change your tune now because of
Tauscher?
Tauscher?
I'm with you. Like, we could use any position outside of quarterback in some capacity. I do think there's ones worth more than others, but the highest available at a position that you need depth at is still a pretty good pick if you're going to pick someone who isn't going to be ready that you desperately need. So
I don't know if I would say that they should they should draft best available every single year, but this year in particular, I'm perfectly fine with it.
I mean, for me, the best teams pick best player available as long as it's within reason. Like, if the fourth best safety is available and you don't need a safety and the seventh best cornerback's available, then maybe try to trade back or just take the corner. But, like, because there might not be on your own personal draft board, there might not be a massive switch there. But if the number 2 or 3 safety's available and the number 8 corner's available and your corners you need, maybe just take the safety and figure it out later and just acquire good football players, because it allows you to make moves in the future, too. So let's say you draft, just as an example here, let's say you draft a wide receiver and they pop off, not crazy pop off, but have a good rookie season that you feel like they're going to take that next, like you see real signs they're going to take that next step. And Jayden Reed and Watson play well, and so does Golden. That allows you to let Watson walk and not have to pay him that big contract. It allows you to maybe look at Reed and say maybe we can trade him for a 4th or 5th round pick, because we have this other young player who now is inexpensive to pair with Jordan Love. So, like, even there's just not this, like, stacked layers of depth where you have this surefire guy at many positions. Running back, yeah, if there's a running back that the Packers believe in, they should take one, because Jacobs, to me, this is probably, if I had to bet, his last year with the Packers. And because he'll be pushing that 30 number as well. He has had a lot of carries through college and his NFL career. And I think what he's going to get paid, he's going to want to go somewhere else and get a real contract. I don't know if the Packers continue to pay him. So, again, find a guy that can actually replace him. And even if you didn't want him gone, if you're the Packers, but if you draft a running back in the 2nd round and he pops off and you can move off the money that you're paying Jacobs, that's a win.
Yeah.
So, again, outside of quarterback, you really can't, and this is for most teams, you really can't tell me there's no position that they shouldn't draft him at. I mean, if you have Bakhtiari at left tackle, then maybe don't draft a left tackle.
Right. I will say, though, I do like, the more we talk about this, the more likely I see Goody waiting to his pick, seeing that, hey, you know what, there might be a pretty good safety here, but I know team X, Y, and Z all want safeties. I might be able to move back 5 picks, get another 6th or 7th rounder, and get my corner that's available and let them take that safety. So I'm honestly, the more we talk about it, the more I'm thinking that Goody's going to have more than 8 picks this draft.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be. I mean, the trade-off
I don't know
always
if it's
is
the 2nd round, but
because you gotta have find someone else, and I do this just as much as everyone else. I'm like, oh, just trade back. You gotta have someone actually willing to give you anything of value to actually trade back.
Right.
So you're right. If I'm betting on it, Goody's willingness to trade back, it will happen, and he will trade back, because I think he would rather have more bites at the apple. But it's always worth noting, because I'm guilty of this as anyone, of like, oh, they'll just trade back. Well, with whom?
They could also trade picks from next year's draft to get more this year if they think it's worth it.
But that means that you're really thinking that this is your year, right? Or is that building for next year?
I mean, if you're putting more draft picks into this draft, then yeah, you would be thinking that next year's when we I think it's maybe really prioritizing the next 2 years, because guys who are drafted next year, you're not going to expect them to contribute until probably 3 years from now. So yeah, I mean, if this is the window for the Packers, which I think we would all agree, this next 2 to 3 years, like that's when you're thinking this has to happen. Goody said it himself, like it would make sense to at least maybe move some of those 6th, 7th round picks next year into this year, for even if they are just a 6th, 7th round pick. More bites at the apple, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't love the timeline.
Well,
2 to 3 years, just in general.
To Ryan's point, though, you get a lot of compensatory picks that could be popping in as well.
You can always have that too. I mean, they have 4 of them this year, or they expect to have 4 of them next year, I should say, actually.
Yep.
So,
That's what I mean. Yeah, so you can move some of those, not your compensatory, but you can move picks when you're expecting these other picks.
Yeah, we just got to root for Malik Willis to survive in Miami and Rasheed Walker to actually play halfway decent in Carolina, and then a few other.
It's a lot of wishful thinking.
Quay Walker. I mean, I think most of their compensatory picks next year will end up panning out to 4th or 5th round picks. So if you end up trading even a 4th or 5th rounder next year to get more into this year's draft, could be a smart move, especially if you know that you have to get as many starters as possible right now.
And when would a move like that be made? Would that be made on
draft
Thursday?
Day, I would think,
Friday?
Yeah, I would almost definitely, because then that's where teams start to see, oh, there's this guy who we want still available, like maybe we should trade away our pick, or the guy we wanted is gone, so maybe now we should get out of this pick. I think all of that kind of stuff is going to happen on Friday, Saturday. Like, I think it's going to be a really busy Saturday for the Packers. I think they're going to be making a lot of, if I had to guess, just because I think Goody always says, like, and like we're talking about, like, Goody wants bites at the apple. Like, that's where you're going to get the bulk of your picks. And as Tausch said, like, that's where most of the work and most of the team building is done, is on day 2, day 3. So, and especially
meat and potatoes.
Yeah, the meat and potatoes, as Tauscher said.
Well, and we all agree the Packers lack depth, and I don't think they've added to their depth. So more players adding
No, if anything,
there.
they've taken away.
Yeah, they definitely have.
Because they are, honestly, one major injury at wide receiver from that being decimated.
They're almost one major injury away at every single position.
Yeah. They're in a kiddie pool right now.
You talk about the safeties. Xavier McKinney gets hurt. God forbid.
Right.
What happens?
Yeah.
Corners. Keyshawn Nixon gets hurt. What happens?
Right.
Offensive line. Couldn't even tell you who's there anymore.
Micah
what
Parsons
happens?
takes a little longer than you expected to get back.
Yeah. Tucker Kraft. Same thing. Or gets hurt. Jordan Love gets hurt.
Josh Jacobs gets hurt.
Like, wide receivers. Any of them get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, that is why the 2 to 3 window that you're talking about, Ryan, makes me nervous, and I don't like that timeline, because to me, they do not feel like they are 2 to 3 years away from
Your timeline has
winning.
to be the current Micah Parsons contract.
Every
Jordan Love.
Every year you have Jordan Love, you have to treat it from what you're paying him as a year you need to go win.
I think the same thing with Micah Parsons.
Yes,
Same
absolutely.
deal.
Parsons just added to it.
Mhm.
But when you're paying a quarterback, the money you're paying that quarterback, that's a year you are paying to win. You're paying him money to be a Super Bowl competitive team. It's not all his responsibility, but the team better be built around that guy because you are paying him to win. Jordan Love is not here to like go to the Pro Bowl, although he could do that once, or go to be All Pro. But like that's not what he's here for. He's not here not to win. They haven't won the division with him.
Right. Yeah.
They've won one playoff game. That's not what you're paying him $50 million plus for. $55 million.
Yeah.
And that's, again, that doesn't fall all on him, but to Molly and your point,
No,
the window's
and
not.
when it comes to windows, it's about contracts and when they're up and how much you're paying and
He's
how
only
much
gonna get paid more?
Yeah. It's not, I mean, fortunately, so does Cap, but I get it. You're right. He's not going to be cheap the next go around. And
nope.
What's his contract looking like right now? 3 more? Is he lined up with Micah?
Jordan, I believe he has. I believe it's 3 more years on his current contract.
Right.
I'd have to
Micah
double
signed
check.
a 4-year and played 1 already, so they're both.
They're pretty close to lined up. That's where, like we said, the 2 to 3 year
to
window.
me, yeah, that seems like the window.
Yes.
Because you're not going to be able to afford both of them, and whatever players you end up getting these next couple drafts, like we're at a point. Just like Jim says, except at quarterback, we need every other position on a rookie scale deal, not just quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Molly, tell us about Here District.
Oh, I would love to tell you about Here District. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I got it. Every week on the Here District podcast, listen to the biggest names in basketball talk about your favorite team, the Milwaukee Bucks. Hosted by Bucks legends Marcus Johnson and his son, NCAA champion Chris Johnson. Follow along as they break down the latest action on the court and around the league. Well, not on the court. Maybe in the coaching interviews. Joined by the all-time great players and journalists who know the game best, the Here District brings you Bucks analysis like you've never heard it before. Watch Here District on the Bucks official YouTube channel or listen wherever you get your podcasts. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, a WBA award finalist for Wisconsin's best radio show.
We would rather talk about boogers than the Packers draft.
Green and gold, baby. Green and gold.
Yeah, I always pick a winner. I'm like Goody.
That is disgusting.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
With me is Sarah Pavlik, business manager at LSM Chiropractic. They have business technology from James Imaging Systems.
In a world where everybody's just a number and everybody's so busy being busy, they make you feel important, and I'm sure they have a lot of things going on.
One thing James Imaging Systems has going on is providing their clients with business technology expertise to get better work done and more value out of every dollar.
Absolutely. I cannot put a price or just a word on the value we've saved in every which direction in my time. Again, the company has saved money as well.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and unmatched business technology expertise. Right, Sarah?
Correct, yes. It's nice to reflect back and say we have a partner, not just a vendor.
James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
It's well known that the boss at the exteriors company is a perfectionist.
It's a gift.
He not only oversees every job, he inspects each aspect of the operation to get to the root of what your project will actually need to be long-lasting.
Call 960-ROOF.
Oh, he's proud of all the reviews.
What can I say? Take a look.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
It's time for big spring savings at Metro Ford of Madison. Get into a 2025 Ford F-150 with 2.9% APR for 60 months. That's just $17.92 for $1,000 financed. Plus, every new vehicle at Metro Ford of Madison comes with their exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Don't miss out. These offers end April 30th, 2026. Head to Metro Ford of Madison on the east side or visit metrofordofmadison.com and drive home your new F-150 today.
Get ready, Wisconsin. The Sugar River Fire and Smoke Barbecue Festival is bringing the heat to historical Paoli this fall. Presented by renowned pitmaster and TV personality Michelle Wallace and hosted by 7 Acre Dairy Company. Enjoy incredible barbecue from acclaimed pitmasters and local legends, plus live music, barbecue demonstrations, and more all weekend long, September 19th and 20th in Paoli, Wisconsin. Get your tickets now at fireandsmokebarbecuefestival.com.
Who's up next? We'll all find out together as the draft gets underway. Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. Excited for this week's coverage of ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night, exclusively on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app. I'll be joined by some of your favorite ESPN Wisconsin personalities, beginning at 6 p.m. on Thursday and Friday and 11 a.m. on Saturday. Don't miss it. It's ESPN Wisconsin Draft Night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, exclusively on YouTube at ESPN Madison and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Carbon World Health's brand new med spa in Sun Prairie is absolutely incredible. So whether you're ready to refresh your skin, relax with a hydrofacial like I do, or try the latest in body contouring, the experts at Carbon have you covered. I've seen the results firsthand, and they're absolutely amazing. You can book your visit today at carbonworldhealth.com. Experience a new standard of self-care at Carbon World Health in Sun Prairie.
She's Molly Brown. I am Jim Rutledge. Matt Hamilton with us. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's Carbos Talk text line. List is more. Primetime War Shine Behind the Glass. And I host a show called The Jump Around. You can watch it on the ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee YouTube streams with me and Riley Yauk. And I took some heat for calling the Badgers mid-major. I think I did this 2 years ago, and Ryan got very upset about it when I did it on The Jump Around.
I don't even know who Jim Rutledge is.
Frank Kaminsky's mad at me for it. But then Ryan, the Badgers...
Oh, no, I didn't get mad at you when you said it 2 years ago. I got mad at Matt when he said it 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, sorry. Are you saying I stole Matt's steak?
Matt?
I mean, it was a really good take. It was maybe my best. So you're allowed to steal it, Jim.
He gifted it to you.
You know what's wild about Matt, Molly, is Matt's never had a take that hasn't been stolen.
I know, isn't that crazy? He's that good at his job.
I am. That's why they're just few and far between. I'm just waiting for the really good ones.
I don't think anyone stole your Amari Rodgers take. I don't think anyone was going to be like, Matt Hamilton really likes Amari Rodgers out of Clemson. We should probably listen to him.
He doesn't like to own those takes. He just likes to basically reverse engineer things that were his take. Like if there's something that is popular that pops off, if Matt thought of it at some point in his life, he would like to take credit for it.
I said on the air that the Badgers for the mid-major of the Big Ten.
Oh, okay. So, but nobody cared.
With us. Yeah, no one cared.
Okay.
Well, Ryan cared. Ryan was really upset with me for saying that.
It was. Still annoying.
So who did the Badgers add, Prime?
They have added so far Victory Onyewetu.
And where's he from?
He is from Hofstra.
Oh, yeah.
From where?
Hofstra University.
Bless you.
Previously played overseas in Spain. He's actually like 23, 24.
He's got to be if he's played overseas.
Yeah, you know who he actually played with overseas?
Sam Decker.
Brad Davison.
Oh.
Actually.
No, I'm out.
Yes.
6'10".
Part of the way they were able to recruit him, I'm pretty sure, is because his former teammate is currently an assistant coach for the Wisconsin Badgers.
So at Hofstra, what Hofstra?
Hofstra's in New York. I don't know
I'm
where.
sorry, what, like?
Oh, which conference? I don't know. It's in a mid-major conference.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you which one.
So they got a mid-major
The
player
MAC,
there. Yeah, they got a
maybe.
mid-major player who averaged 4.7 points and 7 rebounds. So I guess good that he averaged
I
more.
will say, we talked about it all last year. What did the Badgers need? A big man who can defend and rebound?
But we also could, I was hoping he could score some.
Yeah, but if you have Nolan Winter and you still have Austin Rapp ahead of him, like they can be your scoring bigs. He can be the guy who's the grit and grind
Beggars
guy.
can't be chooser. Yep, I understand the Badgers have to pick like, hey.
And then after that,
just do
they also
2 out of
got
3 things.
Trey Autry, who's a guard from George Washington University.
What's George Washington? What would you call that?
George Washington.
Mid-major.
It's a mid-major, yeah.
Okay,
for
all
sure.
right.
And then the other guy they got is Ian Elmer, who is a forward from the University of Miami, Ohio.
Thank you.
And he was one of the leading scorers for that team that went
they say
undefeated last year.
Miami.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just it's Miami.
Gotcha.
It's Miami, actually.
And then they added one other guy who's not
Really is.
not a transfer portal player guy, but is a 22-year-old freshman, or he will be.
Is this Owen Foxwell?
Owen Foxwell. He's an Australian point guard who's been playing in one of the Australian leagues over there. I don't know what it's
Put
called.
another point guard on the Barbie.
Molly, give us our Australian accent.
Rise up lights. Ask me to say anything else, I'm out. Rise up lights.
Say Owen Foxwell in an Australian accent.
Owen Foxwell.
That's not bad.
No, that was really bad.
What was his last name? I couldn't.
Foxwell.
Foxwell.
Well, they add R's to everything.
Yeah.
It is,
I don't have it on the
weird.
Bobby. I don't have a good Australian
Just call him
accent.
Owen Bobby.
Okay.
Owen Bobby.
Bobby. What's his real last name? Rockwell?
Foxwell.
Foxwell.
Rockwell.
So the Badgers added 3 players within the traditional portal, and all 3 are mid-majors?
They are.
Okay.
Now, I will say, Jim, when you've been watching
Just
the transfer...
poaching the mid-majors.
When
baby.
you guys been watching the transfer portal, like I know you guys are for college basketball, how many high-level Power 5 players have you seen enter the portal and go somewhere else?
But let me ask you this. How about John Blackwell?
John Blackwell is the exception, and he still hasn't landed with the team, actually, which is kind of intriguing, to be honest.
Michigan's starting point guard transferred from North Carolina to Michigan, right? Yes.
I think so, yes.
Yes.
Did you also know their best player was a guy who previously played at community college? That would be the Yaxel Lendenborg, was their best player last year.
So my point is,
Adai Mara was also their backup.
Michigan
at
won a
UCLA.
national championship.
I agree, Jim.
So,
but
nope, end of that conversation there. So Wisconsin, and they've been to a Sweet 16. So
we hate them too, Ryan.
We cannot put Michigan and Wisconsin
I'm
in the
not
same
trying
sentence.
to. You
together.
asked about it, and I gave you an answer. You're welcome.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that there's no team out there right now who's poaching other Power 5 players from other Power 5 teams that are good. Anyone who's entering the portal isn't good.
Are they getting
if they're leaving a Power 5?
Players more than scoring 12 points a game in a mid-major?
Mid-major, yes. Ian Elmer, who is the leading scorer in the transfer portal for the Badgers so far. He's a guy who there's a lot of draft analysts who think he could be an actual NBA draft prospect, a first-round level player if the Badgers develop him. Foxwell too, the Australian guard.
Yeah, he averaged like 13 points a game.
So if Foxwell develops, he'll just go somewhere else, though.
He might go to he's 22. He'll probably go to the NBA if
or he
develops.
just go to Kansas. You understand that the Badgers are
Jim, even Kansas is picking up mid-major. Every Power 5 program in the portal, all they get is a Power 5 mid-major player. Duke's best transfer portal player is from Belmont.
Okay, but let's look at Duke and where do their freshman classes rank?
Their freshman classes are really good, and that's the difference.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
so
I would say, but
they can do one or the other. The Badgers can't do either.
Well, they can do both, which is the difference.
Those teams
for Duke.
add these guys for let's add on some depth. Let's add on some pieces to some really talented freshmen we're bringing in. The Badgers don't have any talented young players bringing in.
They have no talented young players.
We need to retool
What are we
the
talking
entire
about, Janicki?
roster.
I'm not talking about Janicki, but I'm talking
Blackwell's
about...
talented as hell. Where's he playing basketball?
Has Nolan Winter not developed into a nice player?
Fine. Nice.
Okay.
He's fine.
Why
He's
do you
not
hate,
good enough to
why
be
do you
wanted
hate-
by someone else.
Why do you hate everything about Badgers basketball? I got to ask.
I don't hate everything about Badgers basketball.
Why are you a fan?
Well, truly.
But like,
He
I
doesn't
just
sound
want
like
them
one.
to be good. I want them to pay and actually do something.
I agree, but when you're talking about what they're doing in the portal right now, they're doing as well as anyone is right now.
But their team stinks.
Our team stinks. Their team just was one of the best teams in the Big Ten
What
last
happened
year.
when it mattered? Why did we stop caring about the postseason?
Did we not already talk about this? High point was...
other than that, Mrs. Lincoln House, the whole point of sports is to do something in the postseason, correct?
It is, but
Right,
when you're
and the
also in a
Badgers done
tournament
anything
where
in
it's
the
a
postseason
one-round
in
knockout...
10 years?
If it's a
10
one-round...
years.
Yeah,
10 years.
okay, if we're talking about the full length of Greg Gard's tenure, of course.
I have watched for a while, so 10 years of
You have, and
constantly having a nice regular season and then peeing your pants in the playoffs or the tournament.
But we're talking
ain't
about
exciting for
we're
me.
talking about their mid-major era.
They're
as you're
middle of the
calling
major.
it.
What's their budget? Probably middle of the majors.
Mid-major or middle of the major? Are we talking semantics again?
We're talking about, and
hold
look,
on.
you guys get caught up in the word mid-major, so we'll just call them middle of the majors. Because the way
Okay.
things have adjusted, the Badgers get plucked like mid-majors used to get plucked, and now they pluck schools that are below them. But they're
those
getting
are-
plucked, and they never used to get plucked because the Badgers can't compete monetarily.
Well,
And it's embarrassing.
If you point to me the team in the Big Ten outside of Michigan who's currently going out and just picking up better players from other teams who'd want to leave.
I don't follow this. Michigan State is a better program. Michigan
No,
is a
I'm
better
not, I'm
program.
not saying there
Illinois
aren't better
is a better
programs in the
program.
Big Ten, but I'm saying what the Badgers are doing, there's no reason
Didn't
to throw shade
Stojakovic
at
come
it.
from Cal?
He came from Cal, which is barely an ACC program.
But
Cal is not.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's better than it's a better higher level than George Washington and
Okay,
Hofstra.
and look at what Wisconsin's done with the other mid-major transfer portal players they've gotten.
What? Lost in the first round of the tournament?
We're talking about the players themselves, not the results
But I
of the
don't care
team.
what the players do. I want the team to do something.
So then we're talking about player development and acquisition, but we're not going to care about how the
You got
players
to develop
perform.
and acquire players that will develop to help you win basketball games.
Yes, they're
I
not
love Nick Boyd.
succeeding
I don't
as a
care that
team.
Nick Boyd had a great year. I love Nick Boyd. What does it do for me as a fan that Nick Boyd was second team All Big Ten?
I thought you were Mr. Nick Boyd.
I am, but it doesn't do anything
He
for me
just
as
said
a
he
fan.
loves Nick Boyd.
Well, but I'm serious.
So Ryan, based on what Wisconsin is capable of doing within their budget, like how does Wisconsin become a longer standing program in the tournament? How do they get further with what they have? Like how do they compete with not necessarily the Dukes of the world? How do they compete with the Illinois, the Iowas? How do they do that?
Look what Illinois is doing as well. I mean, they got Paige Stojakovic's son, but he's also a guy who came from Cal, who was at Stanford for a couple of years, was a bench player there. Like, you're getting guys who aren't working out at other places or need to take a step up, and you're developing them into a really good player. That's what the Badgers are currently doing. And I know it hasn't worked out over the last couple of years. The results have not been good enough, and that's because of the lack of depth. And unfortunately, they can't afford to keep a guy like John Blackwell because they need to fill the other holes, which is why I think what they're doing makes sense and is a really smart move. And they should be getting lauded.
I'm just disinterested in a team that's not going to do anything. Greg Gard gets the most out of these guys, but watching tryhards play basketball and have a nice regular season and losing in the playoffs is
Nick Boyd was a tryhard?
In the tournament
Blackwell's
is not
a
exciting
tryhard?
for me.
I mean,
it's
these
just
guys
not,
are
tryhards.
Look at it by I mean, I know we're not comparing them, but if you look by comparison, Greg Gard was at least able to maintain what he was doing pre-NIL and now
Greg Gard
post-NIL.
is doing an amazing job. I'm sick of the athletic department not supporting Greg Gard enough so they can actually compete.
That's what I think we needed to get to. Is this isn't a Greg Gard issue? This isn't a.
I never
who
said it
we're
was a
able
Greg
to-
Gard issue.
I know,
Yes.
but like pointing out and explicitly saying what the issue is he doesn't have the tools to compete with these big teams. We don't have the money to pick players from other major schools, other Power 5 schools. We have to go down to the mid-majors and pick up their best because we are a university that is not paying players premium money, and that's all it's about now.
And I speak for the majority of fans where what we care about is March. The
100%.
Badgers haven't shown up in March.
But then the
in a
budget
decade.
hasn't. But then the budget hasn't mattered in that case. Then that's just the results not happening under Greg Gard. If that's what you're talking about,
But
not
to
getting
Matt's point,
postseason success.
it's actually now more impressive that Greg Gard's been able to
I
hold
agree.
his line with the lack of budget.
I agree.
But it's not his fault, but it still ain't fun.
It's not fun, but at the same time, you have to look at it.
Does
and
he
consider,
have to overachieve to like prove that he deserves more dollars, or is overachieving going to prove that we don't need to pay you more because you look what you're able to do with what we gave you.
When it comes to the money, I think I'll always go back to what my take is about this, which is I think Wisconsin fans need to start paying up more. I think Wisconsin fans haven't been geared to pay as much as they needed to.
How can Wisconsin fans be expected to pay more when their programs are disappointing? Now, I get it. It's like
Badgers basketball is a far cry from Badgers football.
Yes.
It is.
Like you should be seeing and looking what they've done with the current prospects and players who they have and saying if they get more money they could really achieve.
And I agree with that.
And that's what I think the fan base has to come around to is that you just
okay. But how do we give them, like how do fans give their money?
Fans aren't the ones that this is business development. This is the Badgers finding businesses to supplement this.
But at the same time,
fans are cherry on top.
What if they sold stock and you could be an owner of the team?
Honestly, they should.
I know a lot of rubes would be willing to do that.
I would buy
in this state.
No, like it's not. It's like it's a joke, but it's not a bad idea. You need money.
Legally, I don't think they're allowed to.
I know legally they probably can't.
Legally, what are the Packers doing? They're just selling paper.
Well, yeah, but it's the way that you turn it into money for the players. It's the whole system is so stupid. You have to. You basically have to launder the money to get it to the player.
So I want
All right, and Wisconsin hasn't figured out how to launder money legally. So
everywhere,
or they don't want to.
Great guard, great coach. Badger basketball program, a victim of a athletic department that can't figure out how to take advantage of having a great coach. And it's getting boring. I'm getting tired of watching them. Actually, I'm getting tired of not watching them in March. It's not a great guard problem. Yeah. It is a Badgers athletic department varsity collective. As Jim Posehn said on the jump round, the Badgers under Mac, and we'll see what happens going forward, we're always playing catch-up.
And he pointed out the gap. He pointed out one other really important note about that, Jim. The boosters who still don't want to pay players, they want their names on buildings. That mindset has to change.
It does. And it's on the people selling the program to change the mindset.
But if people aren't willing to change their minds, the boosters who have been doing this for the longest time, if they're not going to change their minds.
If you're good at your job, you can change hearts and minds.
Some people are set in their ways.
Some people are like. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Just say you like it. It's not. There's nothing cool about the band. It is objectively not cool.
I find
you like it.
Okay, I like it because it's cool.
It's not cool.
It can be cool to Matt. Like things can be cool to other people if they're not cool to you.
I like Star Wars.
He's
I know it's
so
nerdy as
judgmental.
hell.
Star Wars is cool.
Judgmental. No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
When I dressed up in my Star Wars outfit,
that wasn't that cool.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Wisconsin weather doesn't ease into spring. It keeps you guessing. That's why your windows and doors need to handle everything. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we build for year-round comfort. Now get 0% interest until 2030. That's years of no interest so you can upgrade now and pay over time. Plus, enjoy a free in-home consultation, expert installation, and a 10-year limited warranty. But order by April 30th. Schedule today at PellaWI.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats, looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile. your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
The sound of summer is on ESPN Madison.
Wizarowski, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Madison's home of the Brewers.
To high drive. Fair and gone.
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Watching it sail. It's a grand slam.
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management and the Metro family of auto dealers. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jim, Matt, Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass, looking awesome in his Coors Light quarter zip. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. And it is that time to throw some stones.
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool. Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, and Molly Brown actually had a submission for Throwing Stones today, though it's not exactly throwing stones necessarily.
Old Rutledge is at it again.
What did I do? Okay, Jim, there's
What
did you do? See your take now. I'm loving that.
Nope, that's a photo. That's a photo.
Social media. It can be overwhelming for a young homeowner turning into their parents.
Time to look at Jim's senior citizen social media.
Can I say something first?
Go ahead.
This was so bad that I almost muted Jim again. And
Really?
I don't say that for content. I don't say that for like clicks or likes or anything. It's
I mean, we like
literally
him.
I
like
literally almost muted him because
What's
I was
so
like,
wrong
what are we
about this?
doing?
I thought it was interesting.
Just
So, guys, if
Be
you
ready.
follow Jim Rutledge on Instagram, you would be able to see his many Instagram stories that he posts, usually over the weekend or while he's on vacation. I think I'm still seeing the ones from him on vacation, his 90 Instagram story post. Anyways.
Why are they still up?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
it was a LeBron level of Instagram stories, Jim.
LeBron level. What's that mean?
That means you're posting like 50 a day. Like, look, if you look at LeBron's Instagram, he does the same thing because just like Jim, he is a dad on social media. And this was some of the most dad behavior I've seen on social media in a while. So Jim Rutledge, I believe, was in Cedarburg over the weekend, correct?
It literally says on the poster. Yes, I was in Cedarburg.
So you were in Cedarburg, where there's obviously a lot of rain across the state, particularly in southeast Wisconsin.
Yep.
So like many other dads, Jim very interested in the weather, even though he thinks big
not
is
weather,
conspiracy.
not weather, the water.
The water.
Yeah.
The water. So Jim likes to look at the effects of weather, guys. So much that he put it on his Instagram story, which you can now see on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Jim saying, Cedarburg got more flooding than I expected.
Yeah.
And then you see on his Instagram story, he just stopped and took
this,
videos
Matt?
and photos.
Oh my God, you have to come on.
Of all the
look.
water levels in the river at a park in Cedarburg.
Zoomed in
Actually, that's
on
not
the water.
zoomed in. That's me close. I was that close to the water. You can see the edge right
No,
there.
I literally saw your camera zoom out.
This me took a step back.
No, you zoomed out.
He zoomed out, 100%.
I don't remember zooming in. If I did, that was not.
That is so
I'm very
zoomed
close.
in.
I'm very close to the water. You can
Jim,
see there.
in order to be
Check
like
out this
in the water you were, like you would have had to have your phone over the water. You
Okay,
weren't.
because honestly, the reason why is that I've tried now to zoom less because that hurts the quality. So, like, if I wasn't trying to zoom in.
He's learning.
It didn't hurt the quality of this post.
Yeah.
No, that river was running, Jim.
Yeah.
There was
That
like
river.
15 posts of the water. I was like, can we not?
It was.
It literally was the water as it started down the creek. That's all. It was just in order.
That was a creek?
Yeah.
That was a roaring creek.
That was a creek.
That was Cedar Creek
Wow.
in Cedarburg.
But then you zoomed in, and the quality of that other photo was terrible.
My
That like
bad.
little bridge or whatever it is.
My bad.
Yep, there's the zoom.
Yep.
And he tries to say he didn't zoom.
Well, I said I'm trying not to zoom. If I did, I wasn't like conscious. Like that photo right there. Like this photo right here on the ESPN Madison
What are we
YouTube stream.
doing?
It zoomed a little, but I
It
walked as
zoomed.
far as I could before I was gonna like fall into the water, and then I zoomed a little bit more because otherwise too far away. You couldn't really see the what is that, like a fishing
Do you even
pier
know what it
underwater.
is?
It's a fishing
Dock.
pier.
So you're just taking photos and stuff? You're not even sure what it is?
Well, because there's another one not underwater. What'd you call it? A fishing pier, a dock?
I have no clue. I can't.
Literally, you walk on there, you can see the little
I will say
tubes for fishing. They
from
put
the,
your fishing rod in.
From the angle of your photo, it could be anything. That could be the dock of like a person, like the porch at somebody's house that fell in the water. Like it was very unclear,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, it's at a
Literally,
park.
literally and figuratively, it was unclear. It was a
Okay.
blurry photo. But it was the water that did me in.
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't
just
with the
a video-
zoomed in water.
I
I was
thought
like,
the water was cool.
the
Very
rushing
Christopher
water.
Nolan.
I just thought the
director
water was
work.
cool.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
This is why this guy has so much confidence on social media, is because this guy over
Yeah.
here is saying Christopher Nolan.
Jim thinks he's in The
directing.
Revenant or something.
Yeah.
Like he's walking around and
Goodness.
Leo's gonna pop out
God
in the
forbid I
background.
exist in this world. I want to share something.
I know, but Jim,
I mean,
this
Hey,
is
guys,
You're
have
preaching
you
to the choir,
ever
my friend.
seen a water run this fast?
yeah, dude.
I enjoyed it.
Not me. Hashtag weather dad. Hashtag girl dad. Hashtag.
I didn't say any of those hashtags.
It's just a very dad thing to do, Jim.
Yes, that I own. Absolutely.
It is.
You know what I am? I'm a 45-year-old dad.
Yeah.
Okay, but this
46 in a couple days.
And I'm
Hey,
standing at the
Yeah.
edge of a river.
Jim didn't want us to know.
No, I screwed
Oh.
up. I made a mistake.
For some reason, it is in my iPhone calendar.
Oh, I thought I was screwed up because I used my birthday
Wait.
thing at Collectivo today. I was like, dang,
No,
I slipped.
I knew it over the weekend because I was looking at my calendar, and all of a sudden my calendar says Jim Rutledge birthday. So I must have updated it one time when I wished him happy
I was
birthday.
gonna say, you use iPhone calendars?
All the time.
Really?
But also, like
I have, like,
iPhone, like
different
if you
ones.
say happy birthday to someone, it says you want to add this to your.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. Your phone just like.
And then
tracks that
I
stuff.
started doing it. I'm like, yeah, sure. I like to tell people happy birthday.
Oh, fair.
But yeah,
fair.
I use my iPhone calendar religiously. Religiously.
So when it is Jim's birthday, you're gonna like go to a nearby like creek or river and just take a video and send it
Jim,
to
I
him.
saw this water and thought of you.
I was thinking maybe we'll get you some waiters. Be like, Jim, next time you can get in the water. And
There
no
you
need
go.
to zoom.
All right.
No need to zoom.
What's
Maybe
that
get
little
right in
like
it.
fishing that I used to do at Girl Scout camp? Like
Fly fishing?
crawdads? Crawdads? That's not here. Crayfish?
Crayfish?
Crayfish.
Oh, crayfish, yes.
Get him like a little crayfish kit.
Yes, that is like a 4th grade field trip for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm. Used to do that at Girl Scout camp. Mm-hmm.
Jimmy,
Good
ever
times.
do Boy Scout camp or anything like that?
He was for sure a Boy Scout. Look at
No,
him.
I was a Cub Scout. I hated it. It was.
Yeah,
I'm
seems
just-
too like here's what we're doing and why we're doing it, and you just felt like you had to rebel.
Yes, that's definitely part of it. Also, you know what? I'm not going to say. All right,
Say
this is Jim, Matt, and Molly from my Coors Light.
Listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I think I've listened and watched this show long enough to know that Molly's mind is just always in the gutter. It doesn't matter what.
Mine!
Yeah, Molly.
Jim says something, and Molly's eyebrows just go up. She's looking for a giggle.
I'm a bottomless. You're not wrong.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Any night is a great night for Pizza Hut, and they've got your next meal covered. Score a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside. Want a different vibe? Go with original pan, thin and crispy, or Chicago Tavern style. Big flavor, big savings, just $10. Whether it's game night, movie night, or just dinner tonight, this deal delivers. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Gearing up for tailgating, fireworks, festivals, and updating your home. This is an absolute season for it all. Siding Unlimited can handle the home part. Start the process by visiting Siding Unlimited at 2018 South Stoughton Road and check out our amazing showroom. Ideas will follow, and eventually you'll experience our fantastic carpenters installing new windows, siding, roofing, and doors. We do it all, and it starts by visiting our showroom or going to sidingunlimited.com.
Harry Douglas here. Let me ask you something. What if you can enjoy the taste of a cocktail, the warmth of a spirit, and still stay fully in control? That's RK Zero Proof, a pioneer in the alcohol-free spirits category. RK delivers bold flavor and a real warming sensation with zero alcohol, zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero calories. Perfect for nights out, social gatherings, or anytime you want the experience of a drink without sacrificing tomorrow. Check it out at rkbeverages.com. That's ARKAY beverages.com. RK, all the flavor, none of the alcohol.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This is Martin Sesaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Jim from Madison, and I swear this is not my burner account, chimes into the show. Why is it that the Badgers can't compete with big programs in the NIL? UW has a huge alumni network, always on a list of top Forbes 500 CEOs, etc. Seems like malpractice by the athletic department to be so mid. I'm Jim Rutledge, Molly Brown, Matt Hamilton, Primetime Warsham behind the glass.
Can I say one problem I have with that very specific reference? The idea of like they have all these CEOs on the list of Forbes 500. Just because you're an alumni of a school doesn't mean you want to give to the athletic programs necessarily, right? Like you should, and nor should you have to at the end of the day. But at the same time, like if we have donors who are giving to the athletic program, but they're not giving it specifically to NIL because they don't want to give it to NIL, that's where I get annoyed. And I think that's the bigger problem for Badgers.
So I actually thought of this the other day. I feel like my parents are both alumni of the University of Iowa. They used to get things in the mail saying like donate, donate, donate. I don't get anything in the mail from UW that says donate. Like I get the
to the
alumni,
athletics or just in general?
Just in general. I get UW alumni like magazines, like go in the garbage. And then I don't.
Does anyone get any magazines that they actually keep? by the
My
way?
kids get the highlighter ones from like my aunt purchased it for like my kid.
Highlight for
Golf
highlighter?
Digest.
Highlighter. They're the highlighter ones that have like different
highlighter ones.
They have different like
Highlights.
games.
Highlights, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of.
Okay.
Yes,
Whatever.
yes.
Same difference. But yeah, my kids get
I
those.
still read those. Those really tricky mazes in the back.
Yeah, they have good recipes in them. But no, like for real, how come UW doesn't send out things saying like please donate? Like whether it's to academics, whether it's to athletics, like there's a lot higher chance that you're going to get people to donate that way. At least in my mind.
Are they not sending out like emails or any communications anywhere?
I get like I got Day of the
I would
Badger
like a
ones
letter
that I
a
didn't
lot
even
more than an email.
I didn't even know the Day of the Badger was happening last week until it was literally the Day of the Badger.
That's true. That's a good point.
They used to do Fill the Hill. I don't know if that's still a thing, but that was donated to academics, which I don't have a problem with. But like, there's different ways to get money from your alumni. There are ways, and you just have to be innovative about it. It's not just raising your freaking taxes.
Well, great point.
True.
Molly, and technically, nobody chime in, they didn't raise your taxes, but they took money away from that could have gone to something else and
Whatever.
put it in
Same
here.
difference.
I just don't want anyone coming.
They tried to free up money for NIL.
Yes. So Molly's, obviously kind of a newer role at ESPN Madison along with her hosting here. You kind of get what I was saying before of like, if you're good at your job, you can figure out a way to tap into funds from businesses, from individuals, from Fortune 500 CEOs. If you're good and competent, you're able to convince them how and why they should be spending money on the program and give them the with them, which is what's in it for me. And if their old school with them was slap my name on a building, can't we figure out a way? Like, this is all like, it's all fungible. Like, you're the athletic department. Create a wall of donors.
I will say.
I mean, for the love of God,
Yeah.
like it's not.
Well,
it's not complicated. Just
look what happened the last time they had a wall of
yeah,
bricks.
and then they don't move it. But like,
Yep.
but that speaks to being incompetent.
We tried that.
We're gonna mail your brick back to you, the one you picked out for your loved one because they love this location. Here's what we think of that. Here, you gotta pay ship. It's cash on delivery, by the way. You gotta pay for it when it
You
arrives.
pay your shipping in installments.
Yeah,
They're not mailing messages asking for money. They're just mailing bricks to people.
that's a threat.
I mean, it's just a lot of like boneheaded decisions. Like seriously, it's just a
Yep.
lot of not thought out decisions, and that comes back to the incompetence of the athletic department.
And I will say part of it too is like you mentioned, like there are fungible ways about this to like get money from donors and then get it to players. I also don't think Wisconsin is willing to fund anything. I don't think they're willing to like play around the rules or.
But there's no rules against creating a
I know, but they're
not willing to be creative. They are incapable of it.
I think they're scared. I truly think they're scared of it
You
because they
can't
never
be
did.
scared.
I know, but I think that's what it is. And I think
Scared
that's
money
the
don't
problem.
make money.
I agree.
Scared of whom?
I
Who's gonna
don't. I
punish
truly
them?
don't know, but I just think that's what it is.
Molly's got ties to Iowa. Is Iowa real shook up for whatever imaginary slap of the hand they got for some?
No, they
scholar-
did that on purpose because they know they're not going to. The only repercussions they're facing is they lost 4 wins from a season nobody cared about. Yeah.
Exactly. we have the attention span of a goldfish. Like, win now.
I agree. It's just I don't know what it is. I think the university is so worried about ever like putting itself in a bad light that they're not willing to like be a little scrupulous when it comes to athletics. They're just not willing to ever put their name at.
They're purposely scrupulous.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
they're not willing to ever put themselves in a bad light, especially when it comes to athletics.
I agree.
And it's true though. It's scared money don't make money,
But they've put themselves into a bad light too, by the way that it's been run.
And that's part of it is because they suck now. They just look bad because
And
they
it's
suck.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Pollyanna is not going to win you football games or basketball games.
No.
And what's going to happen is when Mark Johnson retires or Kelly Sheffield retires and moves on, and these very competent coaches fully capable of running amazing programs, when they leave, then what? Then are you going to backfill that? Like, those programs can be propped up just by the sheer excellence of their coaches, including the men's program as well. So, like, for hockey and great guards, there's only so much you can do being a great coach in
Especially when
revenue-generating
there's so
sports.
many other teams that are really putting a lot of money into it.
Because, again, my issue is with the athletic department's inability to properly fund someone like Greg Gard so he can win more games than it is with Greg Gard. That is why. The way that the Badgers operate, they seem to have a mindset of a mid-major as far as we're just going to try to get along far enough to be able to win games, to make sure the fans show up enough and we keep the alumni happy enough. And I have a feeling if they could do that with football, they'd do it too. But football is such an atrocity right now, they can't do that.
Sounds kind of like the Brewers.
I wish the football program was the Brewers.
Well, no, the athletic department in general.
Yes, but again, and yeah, you go to this Moneyball thing. Moneyball sucks. You know what? How many World Series did the Athletics win? Zero with Moneyball. So Moneyball is what Badger basketball is doing right now. And good on Greg Gard and good on the entire coaching staff for getting Moneyball. But Moneyball doesn't win you anything. So, anyways, happy Monday. We'll be back at it tomorrow. This is Jim.
What, Jim? It's Monday, but what day is it?
Happy 420!
Oh, happy 420. We got NBA basketball coming up next.
See you, man.